All right, good afternoon. We'll call the 6 p.m. public budget hearing meeting to get to order. And I think the first thing on our agenda and the only thing is the public comments on proposed FY25 budget. Mr. Risner?
Thank you. I'll go through, kind of hit a few of the high points, and then just open it up for any questions or comments that the public might have. Going down the list of revenues, you know, our largest single item is property taxes, and so the tentative millage rate that's been proposed there is the rollback rate. That rate for unincorporated residents will be 14.7020. That's about a 1.2 mil decrease over the 2023 millage rate. For incorporated properties, the proposed millage rate is 16.070. That's about 1.5 mils lower than the 2023 millage rate. And so those are what's called the rollback rates, and that's intended to produce an equal amount of revenue from one year to the next. Even using those rollback rates will still net an additional $437,000 in property tax revenue, and that's from growth in the digest. So not from reevaluation of existing properties, that's from actual growth in the digest where new structures were constructed. And so the total property tax revenue included, so this includes motor vehicles, mobile homes, timber, in addition to your real and personal. The total M&O taxes that would be levied, assuming that millage rate is adopted, would be $13,011,270. And so that makes up the largest portion of our revenue budget. The next largest item there is local option sales tax revenue. That's one of the pennies that you pay when you buy things in Jones County. The local option sales tax revenue for 2025, that number that we have is $2,892,584. And then the next, which I'll just say that on collections of lost and splost, collections have far exceeded what we anticipated, and so we're collecting a substantial amount of revenue from those items, and that certainly helps offset some other areas here. Probably the next largest item is your insurance premium tax, and that's a tax anytime you buy an insurance policy in Jones County. That's $1.9 million. No, I'm sorry. The insurance premium tax is $2,046,000 is the number for the coming fiscal year. No major changes other than that to the revenue picture. On the expense side of things, we're going through now the numbers that you have before you here. They include, the board has previously, over the last several years, done 4% increases for employees, 2% merit, 2% COLA. That is built into these numbers. Also built into these numbers is the increase in health insurance costs, and that was 13.9%. And so those are built into the numbers you have before you here. And those are really the most substantial changes. We do continue to go through the process, and this hearing is just kind of one step in the whole process. We're actively compiling the list of all the projects that were submitted by department heads, and so on Friday we'll have a meeting. If you're so inclined to come back then, it'll start at 9 o'clock and go till 3 o'clock on Friday. Department heads will come before the board. Any type of special project, special purchase, new personnel that they propose to add, they'll present those items to the Board of Commissioners, and later in the afternoon, the meeting generally runs from 9 a.m. till probably 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and towards the end of that, the board will go through an exercise where they try to narrow down those projects and purchases to fit the available funds. And so, and those are things that are not your normal everyday operating costs. So the board will go through that exercise on Friday, and y'all are all certainly welcome to come back and be here for that. Levine, anything else you can think of that I'm leaving out? I'm happy to answer any questions that anyone has right now. And
I got a couple quick ones. Right down on Public Works, 41,000. That budget almost doubled.
so one thing that really skews numbers from year to year is LMIG.
Okay.
And so what you have there is you have 2 years, or you have 2 years of regular LMIG funding and 1 year of that supplemental LMIG funding.
Gotcha.
So really you got 3 years that are showing up right there.
All right.
Jason, and the funds for the Union Hill Church Road Bridge replacement, that's incorporated into that, so it's, I know we had a portion of that. The state had a grant to pay a majority of that project, and I know that project's about to be let out to, go out to bid, so.
So that money, as I recall, the board approved it coming out of our capital projects funds, and so it would not be reflected in this right now. And what we could show is you could show an in on the revenue side from your restricted revenue, and then the expenditure going out. It would just wash.
Right.
But yeah, it's not specifically shown on this, but the funds have been allocated and they're there, ready
Okay.
to be spent.
Very good, thank you.
The rest of these are minor increases. I'll wait till Friday to address those.
Okay.
Jason, will you repeat the 14.72, and then what was the other one for, repeat the millage, the mills.
Okay, and I've had this on handout
Oh,
if anybody else is interested.
Thank you.
And this is the 5-year history that runs in the newspaper. And,
Yep.
and this is a lot of numbers. You know, I got one of these. It's just kind of the notice that ran in the newspaper.
It's all good.
So if you look right over here, sort of maybe a third of the way down, all the way to the right, you'll see net M&O millage rate is 14.7020, and then last year's was 15.9710. That's for unincorporated properties. And then if you come on down the page, probably about 80% of the way down the page there, you'll see the same for incorporated area, net M&O millage rate. Last year was 17.5410, and this year is 16.0700. So it's about $1.5 million lower for incorporated and 1.2 mils lower for unincorporated.
Jason, what does the highlighted represent?
Just stuff that I wanted to look into.
Oh,
This is just sort of my working document here. It's
Okay.
not,
I was trying to find a
It's
rhyme
not-
or reason to it.
yeah.
I didn't see anything.
it was just something I saw that I wanted to look into. I don't know, it varies from one to the next.
So, you just put your thoughts in our head, right?
Yeah.
He's got another copy, I'm sure. I won't want to take with me
Yeah, I'm sure.
to study. Yeah, are we pretty consistent on revenues from our parks and stuff like over the last couple of years? I know 2 or 3 years ago, or 2 years ago, we started getting a little bit of an increase, but
Yeah, most of that would be, let's see.
as our sports leagues pick up and the better they're doing, the more we get from that, but.
Most of those show up kind of towards the bottom of page 3. It says rental of gym, rental of field, rental of Liberty Park. Still not a lot of money there, but
Yeah, it's more than we had 2016, 18, 17, 17, 2, or 48, or more than we did in years past.
It'll be interesting to look at the usage between 49 and 18. I know 49, Dayline can probably vouch for this, if 49 is not utilized as much as 18, and 18 is kind of, so we need to figure out how we can get more usage out of 49.
mhm.
That is a nice park.
It is. We've been having some internal discussions about that, kicking around some different ideas, and
Right.
Because we still play all football at 18. We
Mhm.
talked about that before. There was, at one point, there was I don't know if it was a church football league or some football league that wanted to rent the field over to the side.
mhm.
I mean, we keep it maintained anyway, that'd be
Yeah.
have a discount rate, would
Mhm.
be really beneficial for them, give more use of that. This is another thing that went down from when we first got in office. 22 to 10 contract labor. So this is from going to that VoIP phone system.
Some of the contract labor, grass cutting around the park, that looks nice, around the government center, courthouse, I mean, that gentleman does a nice job.
Mhm.
I think it saves money, the insurance and benefits that we pay.
Do we have any more comments? Do we have citizen comments? Okay. Well, we'll wait on him to come back. Yes, sir? We got him for the ones that got here on time. Oh, I'm just kidding.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir, come on if you're ready. Make sure you, is your light on?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah.
Good afternoon. My name is Philip Gay, and I bought property up here in 1974. I originally bought 9.20 acres. My taxes at that time in '74 were $62 a year. I moved a mobile home on it, or a trailer, whichever one you want to say. Of course, they went up. I lived in the trailer, and I moved the trailer out and I built a home. According to this year's tax increase, my taxes went up $781.82. The tax commissioner over at the office kept trying to tell me that it went up 9%. $781.82 and 3645.74 is an increase of 23.0172%. All in all, like I say, I built a house and I also bought some adjoining land next to me in 1999, which was 12.5 acres. There's 2 tracts. The increase, I realize everything has gone up over the years, and it seems like every year the taxes have gone up, but they're telling me that it only went up 9-point-something%. Well, $781, I wrote them a check last year, check number 3026, of $2,963.92. And this year's taxes is $3645.74. That's an increase of $781.82. I'm 70 years old, I'm on a fixed income, and I wish our government could get on a fixed income too. But the increase from that, when I originally bought that land, is 5,779.03%. And I realize I bought some adjoining land and I built a house on it. But I would like to know what kind of rate do y'all have for senior citizens? I didn't know anything about it till I read it in the paper. You know, why don't y'all automatically deduct whatever increase that you do for seniors instead of them having to find it out on their own? And like I say, $781.82 is not 9 3 or 9-point-something%. It's 23%. And this, you know, people just can't keep paying and keep paying and keep paying. I know there's property values in Jones County's gone up, because you'll see a house on the market and a week later it's either on the contract or sold. But, you know, I'm on fixed income. I get $1,469 Social Security. $300 of that goes to taxes. That's before I buy any groceries or gas or anything. Do you all have a percentage rate that y'all cut down when somebody gets 65 years old on their school taxes? Or is it just something y'all, you know?
So there isn't, you are eligible for that, but you do have to file for it. There's just a one-page form.
Well, the lady that I went over there, she gave me a form. It's a homestead exemption form. You know, that's, why do I need that?
You should already have that if you live in your home, but.
I can't, you're gonna have to excuse me.
You should already have a homestead exemption. You can
Yes.
look at that on your taxes, but no, that's not the correct form.
I realized that when I got home with
And,
it.
yes, sir.
I was kind of irritated and agitated, but $781, like I say, it went, last year's taxes, I paid $2,963.92. This year's taxes is $3645.74. That's a 23% increase. And like I say, I should be getting a reduction for, for 5 years I haven't gotten it because I didn't know anything about it. Is there a certain percentage decrease that y'all give senior citizens? Or how do y'all come up with that number?
Jason, you want?
So the exemption that Commissioner Kitchens was
You gonna have to
mentioning.
talk like that, like I say.
Oh, yes, sir.
I got hearing aid that I had to put on a credit card.
The exemption that he was mentioning, it is for seniors and it's for school taxes.
Right.
It'll exempt 15,000 of the value, so it's not a full exemption of school taxes, but it does, it's a $15,000 exemption. There is
Not
a,
gonna help very much, is.
I mean, it's something, but,
Well, 15,000, I think they've got my property evaluated at around $267,000 now. I paid more taxes than what I bought the property and built a house for.
but that's the exemption that's in place now, though, that, and there's a form, I think you have to hunt around a little bit on the website, I think it may be under the forms section of the tax assessor's
That's
website.
not gonna do me any good on this year's taxes, right?
I don't know what the deadline is to file for
Well,
that,
I
I'd have
think
to check.
it's, from April to sometime in July, if I'm not mistaken. But it's, you know what, I'd like to stay here, but, I guess somebody else might have to own it. Cause I can't keep affording to pay these kind of taxes.
If I could ask one question, I was looking up your property, Shannon and I were looking
Sir,
at
I
it.
can't hear you at all.
If I could ask your address, I was just looking up the property on the tax assessor's website. What is your address? If I-
It's 165 Homestead Drive, and the adjoining property I bought goes over to Villawood.
Okay, I got you.
It's 12 and a half acres off of Villawood and 9.3 acres off of Homestead Drive.
All right, we were just looking into that. We were just looking into the property.
I'm sorry I
Okay.
can't hear you, but I'm, like I say.
No problem. I'll speak
I have
up.
very little hearing, even with a hearing aid.
Yes, sir. We'll speak up for you.
And and I can't understand where they get their percentage from. I mean, they look at the digest and, 2023, it was 5.75%, this year, 2024, the net tax increase was 3.48. That don't even come to 9%. But yet my taxes went up $781.82, and that's 23%. I don't know where they're coming up with these numbers, but,
So one of the things that you have is just your notice. So when you get your bill, it'll be closer to last year's if we roll this back to what we're talking about now, the proposed rollback. You'll be closer to last year's.
You rolled the what is it, the millage
Millage rate back.
But
So your taxes that you owe will be closer to last year's amount than what you got your notice for.
I mean, y'all don't, I've tried to lower my taxes. I come up here and got some forms, it's been several years ago, with, that CRP program. But I own, let's see, 12 and a half, 22, right at 22 acres. And I just can't figure out why. I mean, it just keeps going up and up and up and up. And I don't know where somebody else made a mistake or I made a mistake, y'all can figure it out. I Googled it, because I'm not good as my numbers as I used to be. But, and I don't really, like I say, realize everything has gone up, but from $62 to what this is evaluated this year, that's 5,779 percent. I realize it's 50 years, but I don't know of anything that's went up that much. I know gas was 30 cents a gallon and it's 3 something now, but you know, and I don't understand. Y'all have all our information where all your seniors live, but yet nobody, they don't take it, they don't do it automatically off your taxes.
Did you file an appeal this year? Did you appeal your value this year?
Sir, I'm sorry.
No problem. Did you appeal your value in the tax assessor's office?
I tried to this year, but I think I was late, and that's what the form I went over there to get was to appeal.
Okay.
And I couldn't, she gave me a homestead exemption paper. And tax commissioner was over there, but he was just sitting back and he was on his calculator. I said, well, it's more that may be what it is on the paper here at the bottom of the percentage, but my percentage is 23%. If I pay that extra $781.82, that's an increase of 23%.
Yes, sir.
And if the county really wants to buy it, they can buy it. It's right next to the waste treatment plant. I have 2 kids that moved out of Jones County. Heck, they can't afford the taxes up here. One of them lives in Wilson, one of them lives in Crawford County. And like I say, I don't know. There's got to be something done for the seniors, or else you ain't gonna have any seniors left up here. You know, the taxes we pay, you know, I got thinking about it. You know, the county don't have a pool. Taxes that we pay up here, they don't have a pool. You know, if you want to go swimming, you go to a lake or a friend's house that's got a pool. You know, Monroe County's got a pool, splash pad, but we spend ours on pickleball courts and other things. I guess that's about all I got to say, but I'm looking forward to seeing what my bill's going to be when they send them out, because unless I'm mistaken, that's the percentages that I give y'all are correct. I Googled it, and that's what Mr. Google said. 5,779% increase since I bought property here. And 23% for this year, according to what they've sent out. So if y'all would check on that, please, and let me know something.
Yes, sir.
Because I just can't, you know, $800 increase, that's, you know, it's $300 a month I'm paying on taxes before I buy a piece of bread or buy a gallon of gas, much less go out to eat somewhere.
Yes, sir.
But if y'all will check on that and get back with me, I would certainly appreciate it.
All right, yes, sir, we got your name down here and your address. I got your name wrote down.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else, citizen comments?
Good afternoon. My name is Kathy Jones. I have property off Tacoma Road. First and foremost, I want to thank y'all for even considering the rollback option on our taxes this year. It's not necessarily the millage rate that I have a problem with, it's the assessment. We have about 26 acres over there, another 4-acre tract. A lot of it is even, you can't even build on it, it's in conservation use. So I don't know how the assessment was performed or who even came out to perform the assessment. We were not notified. So once again, I don't have a problem with the millage rate. I have a problem with the assessment. If you can explain to me how that assessment was possibly done or whatever, that would help me understand. We did not appeal the assessment value this year because, and maybe I should have, maybe that was my big mistake. But once again, I appreciate the rollback consideration. Thank y'all.
Before I come, this is the proposed for 2025? This is the proposed budget for 2025? That's the work session.
Yep.
Are these things that are going to be in the budget for 2025?
So-
Work session's on Friday.
That's a working worksheet
Yeah.
right now. That's not the actual document.
In this, I didn't see anything pertaining to north of Gray. North of Gray, as far as Bradley, the water, not just the water, but roads, dirt roads on churches who, I know some churches, especially Ellis Chapel Baptist Church came about their road. That church has been there 100 and some years as well. And there are people, well, my dad was assistant pastor to that church after he left the church where I met. Yeah, also, New Damascus Church Road is not a full paved road. And I know that you all get so much asphalt in each one of you. And that road was a good travel road for people to get to the church. And they have to, if they're on 129, they have to go all the way down to Norcross or whatever road, and to come there, then go to Bradley, Hungerford Road, then go from Hungerford Road to, well, they could go to Damascus Church Road, but that part on the Edenton side is a dirt road. I didn't see anything pertaining to I think one person proposed some kind of, there's no play area, there's nothing for children. I don't see anything, really, to be honest with you. And I go there every Sunday, every Wednesday. And during the week all the time, I didn't see anything that pertained to moving toward, like, the north of Highway 11 and even really Highway 129, because I ride that way myself. And I was considering, were you all considering anything for Friday for this?
So these are, what you've got there is just kind of the normal operating
Yeah,
items.
I'm with you.
So on Friday, we'll have a session that'll start at 9 and it goes until probably 2 in the afternoon.
Okay.
And so this hearing is just kind of one step in the whole budget process. On Friday, department heads have sent to us, myself and the finance director, and my assistant Leslie, and thank y'all for all y'all's efforts on this. They have sent in a list of projects, purchases, new staff, that type of things, that this board they'll come and kind of plead their case on Friday, and ask for the board to fund the items that they've submitted. Towards the end of that day, the board will kind of go through an exercise to prioritize those based on the amount of funds we got available, sort of over and above your regular operating amounts. And so they'll do that on Friday. Trying to think through, we're compiling that list now. I'm trying to think through if,
I'm familiar with, like, I've written programs, computer programs with this for the university system at first, then Houston County, so I'm familiar with the budget process. Where you're sending your budget and therefore, I'm familiar with that. I was just wondering, because when I was looking, I didn't see some things. Well, I saw something for Hallett, Georgia to maintain. I think the taxes are the same throughout the county, and I didn't see anything really that way.
some of those you have, so like the Haddock, you mentioned, for instance, so there's a budget
For the
category
park.
for the Haddock
Right.
Park,
Correct.
and so that's all
I
related
saw
to that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's operational issues, and you
I
have
understand
water,
that,
and you
yeah.
have all that kind of
Maintenance.
stuff.
You're like,
And if there was a sort of a large capital project, a new park or a new large expansion of the water system, that type of thing, it would come forth Friday, and be on that list. I do know, they're, trying to think of new things that are on that list. I hate to speak, I don't have it in front of me,
I
but,
understand if you don't have it in front of, I was just perusing through there, and I didn't see, some things that pertaining to, well, I never see anything pertaining to that way. It's gonna be this way or south or toward Macon, or,
Jason, I think what Pastor Green's trying to express is the water system, water needs are still there and have not diminished in the
they're not
Bradley
just
Bradley
there,
area. They are still.
anything.
Right.
Just anything, I don't see, I don't see anything, but I'm coming. And I think there needs to be some things going, toward, that's a big community there. And I grew up in that community on Hungerford Road. Ms. Pat Hungerford and the Nelsons, I know them, and well, they contribute to the church, because some people used to work for them. They come to the church at times, so I know I don't see too much of anything too much, even when I'm going to the church. I thank God for the road, Hungerford Road and Damascus Church Road. That has been a road that needs servicing too much. I don't know what y'all, normally with the trucks coming in now, I would think that it would, but we don't have no bad roads. That is a good thing. That is a great thing. But I hope that you would consider, because I'm talking to people differently, in the computer. I'm here riding all the time around the county, looking, and I don't see anything going. And we own a house on Graham Road as well, and I understand now. Well, we gave it to my son. We got one in Grady we own, but they gave it to my son. But I understand that you are proceeding with the water going down Graham Road from 122, 22. Is that 22? Road. I understand that. Yeah, matter of fact, my son's already paid the money for his house. So but that's still going that way. That's still going that way. We don't see that going this way. And I would that you would consider that, because people are in there. I have a brother-in-law who's sick, and he can no longer drive a truck. He's a worker. He can no longer drive a truck. Can't do some things. So he's on disability now. So and his water, he complains about it. It's black in his commodes, and he can't drink his water. And he really can't afford. And we'll help him, but that's okay. But he really can't afford to buy water. There are people who are saying that they make sure sometimes that to one of the deacons and his nephew they can't really take baths at the same time. There are different things that are happening. I think I heard one lady say from up here on Wheeler Road that because of that rock, she has a certain amount of something in her water that she can't drink her water, but her son can, who is not too far down the road. So there's a problem, and I know we talk about need, and this is a need. It is a need. People's health is at hand. And there's a community of people there that I love. Like I said, I love Bradley. I tell them I'm from Bradley. I don't tell them I'm from Gray. Even when I'm going to Baltimore, probably next month to vote with National Baptist Convention. And I tell them I'm from Gray. Some guys say they're from Atlanta. I say I'm from Bradley, Georgia. And I love Bradley, Georgia. And I hope that you would consider that as well. And I'll probably be back. Can I come Friday too? Yeah, I'll probably be back Friday. Y'all gonna feed me?
You can come to any meeting we have.
My name is Wilbur Green. I'm sorry.
Any other comments? All right. No commissioners' comments? Nothing else? Well, I can't do it.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right. Motion and seconded. All in favor? We are adjourned.